Welcome back to MissPlanIt. Today's video we're going to focus on the floral part of our centerpiece. If you can believe it, this centerpiece part right here was created for under $15. For $14.49 you can have one of these on each one of your tables, on your head table, or anywhere in your wedding. So let's get started at how we put it together. So I went to the Dollar General and I was blessed to find these containers for $3.99. And don't worry, I'll have all the totals in the description below. So we have this container. It's very simple because it's already colored, and that's really a blessing to find them that are already colored at that inexpensive a price. All we're going to do is embellish it. And for this, our inspiration picture from our bride from California, they were in silvers and reds and black. So we're going to go ahead and embellish this in a little bit of a rhinestone and black mesh. Now, this mesh is 15 feet long, and so I calculated that for about 50 cents a vase, we can embellish up to 30 of these vases with this one roll that I got at 50% off at Hobby Lobby. So, and the reason we can do that is because we're only going to use 4 rows or half the rows, so that still leaves you with quite a bit of rhinestone left to use as other embellishment. So all I'm going to do is I've already measured it out, and the diameter around it is going to be a little bit about 12 inches and a little bit over 12 inches. So I'm just going to measure it out. And even before I cut it, I still go back. So it's going to be 12 and about 3. So 12 plus 3 is 15, about 15 inches around. So I still go ahead and measure it out to make sure that I have it, and I do. And then I cut one row past it so that I can have a complete and total seal. So while I do that, why don't we take a pause and you go ahead and cut your embellishment, whatever the embellishment was. It doesn't have to be these rhinestones, it could be something else. And I'll see you back in a minute. All right, let's get back to it. So you've cut out your embellishment, whatever it is. In this case, mine is mesh rhinestones. I'm not going to use the entire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. I've decided I just want to use 4 of the rows. Now, the number of rows that you use is completely up to you. The width of your embellishment is completely up to you. It's whatever you would like to see. Our inspiration picture from our bride, you can see the embellishment even though, put that over there, even though you have flowers in it. So that lets me know that they put the embellishment just a little bit lower. I can get my scissors to cut. A little bit lower than the lip of the vase. So, okay, I don't want you to wait here while I'm trying to cut, so why don't you go ahead and decide the width of your embellishment, cut it out, and join me back here in a minute while I go and find some more scissors. I'll see you. Okay, so I found my good scissors and I've cut out my embellishment. Again, I told you I was only going to use the top 4 rows. On the embellishment is actually a total of 6 rows. It's completely up to you, the width of your embellishment. It just depends on what you want people to be able to see in addition to whatever flowers you put inside your vase. So I'm going to, based on the inspiration picture that my California bride sent me, I'm going to embellish probably about ½ an inch underneath the lip of my vase. Now, it's completely up to you. I'm only doing it here because that's where the inspiration picture showed. You could do it in the center, you could do it at the bottom, you could do it at the very top. It's completely up to what your preference is. Remember, we just give you the plan. It's your choice to adjust it whatever way you would like. Okay, so please make those adjustments. Step out there. You don't have to do it exactly like you see me doing it. Use your own vision. All right, so let's get started. So I like to make my seams in the middle. They're just easier to meet. So I'm going to put just a dab of hot glue. Now, if you want a more permanent, use your E6000. I'm using hot glue because you guys know I recycle my materials for other projects. That's just really big with me. But if you don't plan on recycling your vases or recycling, you can just use the E6000. But I promise you the hot glue gun is going to hold it for the length of your reception. You're not going to have any issues with that unless you get a very rambunctious guest who likes to pull things apart. The hot glue gun will hold it with no problem. So as you can see, I'm just putting a dab of hot glue in the center of every side so that we don't have anything slipping and sliding during the reception. And don't worry if you get a little overzealous with the hot glue, it'll scrape off really easy. So when I come to my end, I actually overlap and seal it like that. So there's a seamlessness to it. So let me go ahead and put my glue where I want it. And overlap it. Don't worry about the spider web things. They just come right off. And within literally a minute, you have this beautiful embellished vase that, with a vase of $3.99, an embellishment of 50 cents worth, it already looks beautiful. So now we're going to add in our floral accents. For me, I'm going to use white roses because simply that was what was in my bride's inspiration piece. And you can use any flower that you would like. You can use any color vase that you would like or any size vase that you would like. These tips will work for anything. So you go ahead and pick the flower you want to use. I'm going to continue to cut my roses so that they are about maybe a 1/4 of an inch outside of my vase top. And come on back and join me. So I'll see you in a minute. All right, so we're back. I hope you picked the flower that you wanted to accent this beautiful vase that we just did with. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and pour my water in. And this is something that you would do on site, of course. But the vases themselves, you can have them already pre-made well before your wedding. Sorry, a little indigestion. So I've cut my white roses the height that I want them to be outside of my vase. And that, again, is your preference. White roses, again, I just picked because that was my bride's flower of choice in her inspiration picture that she sent us on Facebook. So, California bride, this is all about you. So here we go. I'm just going to load them in. Typically, I start from the outside and work my way in. You can, if you would like them to be more stationary, you could always add a floral sponge at the end and use your floral sticks, and then you can make them the same exact shape of your square vase or whatever vase you use. Mine are kind of free-flowing. I kind of want them a little bit free. So as you see, I just did the outside and now I'm loading up the inside. Really simple. So you can see this part, if your flowers are pre-cut, takes you all of 2 minutes maybe to load them up. One final one. Piece de resistance. And there we go. All right. Wonderful. Adjust it whatever way you would like. And there we go. So the flowers themselves, I purchased at my local grocery store for $10. It was $9.81, but with tax, it ended up being about $10. You can pre-order just roses from a wholesale florist, probably at a much more inexpensive cost. So the main cost of this is whatever flower you put in there. So you can have the same beautiful look with white carnations. You know, just kind of think outside of the box. These are so inexpensive. This was, again, the total cost of this was $14.49. So you could afford to have fresh flowers at your wedding. There you are. If you like this video, please like us. Also, follow us on Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, Facebook. We always love to help our brides with their visions. So if you have an inspiration picture and you just don't know how quite to put it together or what kind of budget it would take to have it at your event, party, wedding, shoot us a sample of it on our Facebook page with a comment, and we will get back to you, I promise, and let you know if we can help you out with that. So next week we're going to continue with this. You'll have a couple of quick tips over the next couple of weeks. I got some really good feedback on the quick tips, so I'm glad they're helping. And just so excited that you joined me again this week. So next week, oh, subscribe. Yes, please subscribe. So you'll be the first to know when our videos hit the air. And until next week, thank you so much for spending time with us. And we'll see you soon. Bye.